So I've known Reverend Beverly for quite a long time. We were talking before service of the first time she remembers us having a conversation. And I had been a practitioner for all of, I think, 15 minutes. And immediately started taking a CSL class because that is what we do here. There's no point at which we stop doing that. And she happened to also be a student in that class. So through all of her practitioner training and all of her ministerial training and all of my ministerial training, we have been connected in many ways, including as dear friends. And when I think of Bev, a particular story shows up, and no, it's not about NASCAR, and no, it's not about cocktails. But I can forgive your confusion. We had been visioning about her ministry. She was coming to the close of her ministerial training, and if you have ever been through ministerial school, you know one of the things that happens is over and over and over and over and over, people ask you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? Where's your ministry? What are you going to do? What's your vision? What are you going to do? And for many of us, we sit in the, I'm not clear yet. Now, Reverend Beverly was clear that she was going to be a senior minister. This was clear. This was clear before her first practitioner class. But where was this ministry going to be? And so we'd done some visioning, and she was TAing a class I was teaching at the time that was offering us a lot of opportunity for visioning. And she came to me after class and she said, I gotta say, I'm a little frustrated because all I keep getting is the sense it's on an island and there's a hut. I just keep seeing a hut. And I don't know how to have a ministry in a hut. Now, Beverly is one who strongly follows visioning. She believes those visions. And so it wasn't, I will not have a ministry in a hut. It was, I don't know where my hut is. And I'm not sure how to have a ministry in a hut. But we're just going to stick with it. Now, the day came when she came busting into my office, Kramer style. You're not going to believe it. I've been invited to Hawaii, and look at their sanctuary. An open-aired, no-walled sanctuary. It's my hut. And so it has been. So her ministry has moved forward in her much more glorious than a hut. But we see what she was seeing, right? Why am I telling this story? Other than it's a good story. It's the beginning of a new year, and in Science of Mind, in Centers for Spiritual Living, we have a tradition to go to the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook to get back to the very basics of the core of what Science of Mind teaches us. And I get to teach about chapter 2, the way it works. Well, that story illustrates beautifully the way it works. See, there's this thing called the law. We love to talk about it. It's this mechanistic explanation of how thoughts move into reality. I like to call it the energetic laws of the universe. Like, we know the laws of the universe as far as if you drop an apple, it hits the ground, gravity, inertia. I'm the queen of inertia. Whatever I'm doing, that's what I want to be doing. It's really hard to get me to change gears. But there are energetic laws as well. And the law of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the creative law of the universe, we call it lots of things. It's the same thing, is how we take our thoughts and impress into the universe, and then it gives us back a reflection of what we have impressed. Now, if any of you are thinking, I don't know how to do that, I don't even know what this lady's talking about, good news, you're already doing it. The law is the default setting. We're doing it all the time. Everything we think, everything we feel, every emotion that comes up is being pressed into this invisible law and reflecting back to us a universe that matches what we think. whether we're doing it on purpose or not. So if you have a thought that, same old, life doesn't change, people don't change, guess what? It's because you've been using the law. You see a thing, you think, there is Glenn. I can see him. He's right there. And the universe gives me more Glenn. That's how it works. It's that simple. You don't have to understand it to use it. In fact, you can't not use it. And religious science language, and you can use it intentionally. We can learn to use it intentionally. So Reverend Beverly had been placing into the law, I know I have a ministry. I know I have a ministry, and I know it's on an island. Make no confusion or doubt about it. This lady was going to an island. And she just kept placing that into the law. I know my ministry's coming. I know my senior ministry's coming. I know the ministry that will best fit what I have to offer is coming. That which I seek is seeking me. And she just kept placing into that law over and over and over and over. And if you know Beverly, you know that there were none of these intruding thoughts like, but what if I'm not good enough? Oh no, she knows she's good enough. But what if they don't like me? Oh no, she knows they like her. But what if there isn't a spot for me? No, not in Rev Bev. There is a ministry that is in need of exactly what I have to give, and it is seeking me. It is seeking me. Now, why? Why could she do that with such unerring clarity and forward projection? Why? It's because she made space for it. So we can call practicing science of mind any of a million things, but what it really is making space on the inside of ourselves to allow the divine to flow through us into the law, unimpeded, unaltered, and to come back to us expressed even bigger than we could have dreamed. But there has to be the space for the channel. If the thought comes in and it bumps into all of these doubtful thoughts like a little ping pong ball, ping pong, ping pong, like pinball, thank you. Like a pinball game, ding dong, 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 right? You get what you get in pinball. But Beverly's pinball machine was just one straight shot with only one entry, and it was senior ministry in the perfect congregation on an island, and there was a hut. Shoom, that's what was going to come. And when you are that clean and cleared out of any hidden beliefs or mistaken ideas, those ideas can come through so clearly, and they bring with them more details. That's where she got that hut. That's where she knew some of these little extra glimmers were going to be hers, because there wasn't anything between her and her divine truth. Now, there might be a few people out there getting nervous. What do you mean every single thought I think is getting sent into the law and it's going to come back to me amplified? Because sometimes I think, I hope there aren't spiders. Ah! That wouldn't be fun, would it? If all the spiders immediately manifested. I hope my shoe doesn't break. Ah! Luckily, it's not quite like that. We have a quote from the writers of our curriculum this month, Reverend Daryl Jones and practitioner Sonia Hart, and they pointed out one single thought may not create or destroy an experience, but our repetitive thoughts are powerful forces that shape our reality over time. So what we wish to do is to do the spiritual work, to clean out, to make space for our intentional thoughts, and to have the repetitive thoughts, the overall energy of our thinking be moving us in the direction we would like to go to. Does that sound delightful? Does it sound doable? Excellent. We're on the same page. So here's the thing. In order to make space within ourselves, we align with the divine, is what I call it. You know, we talk about this relationship, this placement of our relationship with the divine so that it can speak right down through the center of our being. Now, in order to do that in a way that is complete so that we can manifest so brilliantly with the law and create the life we want, it needs to be intentional. Now, how do we do that? It takes intentionality, it takes time, and it takes consistency. I'm sneaking up on it, but I suspect there are a few of you that know that I'm about to talk about daily, substantial, spiritual practice. A brand new idea for this congregation. A brand new idea. See, here's the thing. Change in this way, this making space kind of change, requires silence. Now, you notice that when we talk about this thing that we call daily substantial spiritual practice, it's daily. Which days, you might ask? Reverend Lezli, which days? Any hints? Which days? All of the days. Yes, every day. Some of the days? No. I mean, some of the days is better than none of the days. Don't get me wrong. But the best path, if we're serious, if we're really going to do this, is all of the days. And we also have a little bit of a hint about, you know, the quality of the practice we might seek. It's substantial. In other words, it's not, 3 minutes of quietude. Now, if all you have is 3 minutes, take the 3 minutes. 3 minutes will get you there. It'll just take longer. But if you have the space for 5 and then 10 and then 15 minutes, or even more, give yourself the gift. You won't notice the difference in one day. You might feel a little more zen in one day. But if you give yourself the gift of that daily, substantial practice, what you will find is a day will come when something that used to just set you on fire with rage, it will happen and you will say, oh, that used to just make me nuts. Isn't that interesting? I'm not really reacting to it. And the thing that used to just convince you of your utter worthlessness will happen and you'll say, I can't believe I ever let that throw me off my game. I must have really changed. See, the way it works is through us choosing to open up through meditation, through prayerfulness, through mindfulness, to open up ourselves to align with the divine, bit by tiny bit over time, so that which we think into the law manifests just exactly the way we thought it into the law, because there's nothing in the way. Now, if it was this easy, I wouldn't have a job, because y'all wouldn't need to be reminded at least once a week to do your daily substantial spiritual practice. Because it's not like you don't know, right? I mean, we've been pretty clear. Karen and I have had a unified message on this for more than 6 years. Sandy knows. The first step is to make the choice. And so I offer an affirmation that might help you anchor into this choice. It's, I embrace divine guidance and the profound peace it brings. Let's say it together. I embrace divine guidance and the profound peace it brings. Simply making that choice opens you up to this shift. And if you need support, how very normal of you. You're human. Congratulations. We have some ways built into this organization, this community that we are all a part of, to help support your high intention to embrace divine guidance. At 7 a.m. every weekday morning, we have a meditation on Zoom. Everyone in the world is welcome to join us at 7 a.m. in the main Zoom room. You can find that link on the front of our page, newvisioncsl.org. If you have friends who aren't part of CSL and they're looking to learn to meditate, invite them into the more, the merrier. We have groups, small group ministries called NVC circles. They are open to everyone. All you have to do is fill out an application. You can do it on our website, where people gather in groups of up to 10 to do spiritual practice together, have dinner, enjoy one another, become friends. It's our family within a family here at New Vision Center. And those people become deep spiritual supports for us. If you're not in a circle, I invite you to put in an application and get some of that support. And newly born, we have our Wednesday night midweek spiritual connection. Every Wednesday night here in the Tatum campus and online as often as we are able to hybrid y'all in, we have an opportunity to connect, to support one another in our practice, in our growth, in our spiritual truth. No human is an island. Get support. Get support. You are worth the time, the energy, the intentionality, and the support of beloveds around you to make space for being the place where the law works. How? Through you. For what? For the highest good. Get to practicing. And so it is. Let's anchor that deep truth in with some more practice. Please pray with me. Oh, how good it is to rest in the knowingness that nothing is ever done alone, that infinite spirit is right where we are, that we are, in fact, one in the oneness, connected every heart to every other heart, every mind to every other mind, and all of it through the brilliance that is the divine. What I know is that every concern or cause that came in heavy on a heart into this practice time together, that Spirit is already on it. That through our love, Spirit is with the beloveds in Los Angeles, with the beloveds in Asheville, with the beloveds everywhere that are processing life. For life continues to happen and Spirit is in all of it. And so I know just a deep sense of joy and gratitude for all of the good that is happening right here, right now, all over this precious planet and within the sound of my voice. I call it all good beyond good beyond good. And so it is.